The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it.
I see you want it.
I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it.
Man, you want it.
Her homies on it.
I see you want it.
Your homies on it.
No, she on it.
Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it.
Dog, you want it.
Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it.
We used to debate.
I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it.
Swear, dog.
Her homies on it.
Now you want it.
Your homies on it. The realest podcast ever. You can never, man, you ain't as clean as real. This right here, that grade A leather chatting, man, how real is that? Only family matters, like I live.
Realest podcast ever. Yeah, we back to do maintenance. We gonna rock like crack when it came in, and you gonna love it.
That's really what I say, right?
Yeah. Episode, I believe this is 184. Yeah, it takes TRPE takes LA was 183. This is 184. Realest podcast ever. We are back at the crib.
You know, I never know what the fuck number is.
We are back at the crib. It's been a while. I was just telling the fellas we in here setting up. I'm like, yo, like I kind of got like a little bit of nostalgia. We ain't been here in some weeks. We, pretty much been everywhere but here. We was in Cali. Then we did a live show. And in between that, we didn't do any new shows because we knew we had this backlog of content, so that we wanted to get out to y'all. So we made sure that happened. So the good news is all of the shows from LA are out. TRPE takes LA 183. That is out now. Make sure y'all go listen to that. We put that out on Friday, I want to say. Yeah, that and Spank came out on Friday. The Spank episode is on Patreon, and then Crip Mac came out the following day on Saturday at 1:55. So all of the LA episodes, are out. One is on the regular feed. The other two are on Patreon. If you're not on Patreon, we trying to tell y'all this Patreon thing is serious. We had an all Patreon live show Friday. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, the live show was great.
It was fucking amazing, man. Everybody looked great. Everybody, had their good colognes and their good perfumes on. We had people travel from up New York, from down Maryland, things like that. Like people really, really, really are fucking with this show, with this movement that we putting together. And
y'all crazy.
Over on Patreon, we building a community. You know what I mean? And we've been saying that. We give a lot of very specific deep dives with the Patreon episodes. We're starting with the Crip Mac and Spank episodes video on Patreon, like we said that we would. Just waiting to get those files back because as we know, LA people do not work, so it's taking a little longer than expected. But those will be the first videos that we'll put from the Patreon, and then we're going to be having more clips and all of that stuff dropping on the YouTube, social media, things like that, just on a day-to-day basis. So the main thing that we're focused on going into the next year is scaling this community, building this Patreon up. The listenership is there, the viewership is there, the YouTube numbers is going up just organically on their own. Shout out to Chris Gotti. He kind of like started that interview, kind of got everything else jump started that, fell behind it and right in front of it. So people go, they watch that good ass interview. Which is literally probably like the best interview of 2021 other than Kanye's interview with Drink Champs. And they see that interview and they're like, damn, like these guys are pretty skilled. They know what the hell they doing. Let's check out some other stuff. And then, next thing you know, they fall in love with me and Matt and then they stuck. So that's usually how it goes.
We're going to do Patreon like Philadelphia, what's some things called? Seminars. Like go to Patreon, Patreon.com. Sort of a way to tell you to go to Google.
Yes, /official TRPE. Everything is spelled properly. OFFICIAL TRPE.
The way you spelled official was great because I cannot do it that fast.
So patreon.com /official TRPE. Also, the main website, the main hub for all things TRPE is officialtrpe.com. We keep it real uniform. We keep it real straightforward. Everything is official TRPE or TRPE if you're looking for us. Yeah, that's pretty much everything as far as like the admin and getting started. But again, shout out to everybody that came to the live show. It sold out in 4 days. Everybody pulled up. A couple people couldn't make it, sent me their tickets. Yo, make sure somebody in the building. I want y'all to have a packed crowd and all of that. Like, our fans is the fucking best. Shout out to my bro, Mo Jizzle. He's over in Kuwait right now. He bought 2 VIP tickets. Yo, I can't attend the show, but y'all my niggas, I love y'all. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Get these tickets to somebody in need, and that's what the fuck we did.
Jules actually came from Qatar.
Came from Qatar.
He was there for all of 8 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Before he took off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for he got in Takeoff's rocket and went to Mars. Shout out to that.
Shout out.
I was supposed to go with him, and I missed my moment because he was already faded.
Yeah.
And he was no longer interested in if I was going to do it with him once he went there.
I didn't realize just how much like weed smoke and everything was going to be in the audience, and just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was out of there.
Yeah, everybody's main thing was like, can we smoke?
Yeah.
Like, can we get high? I'm like, where's the hookah? I'm like, we tried.
I saw shrooms come out. I'm like, yo, y'all know that this is a live podcast. This ain't a Steve Aoki concert.
Yeah.
Like, this is a live podcast.
Yeah, no, but what they say, psychedelics are the future.
Yeah.
Psychedelics been the future since 1961. We've been doing psychedelics. But
I heard a Scotty's Calling Me reference from somebody in the crowd. I'm like, all right.
Yo, I was watching the latest episode of Insecure last night, and from that, I realized there's a scene with Molly and Torian, and they both are doing edibles or whatever, basically to celebrate him making partner. And I'm like, yo, that's funny that they put that in here because, like, professional people love edibles. Like, they will not smoke weed, but they will take edibles. As if it's not the same thing.
The edibles in L.A.
You don't want to smell like it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people be like, I don't want to smell like weed and shit. But
that's the best part.
Yeah, when I hear like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
the best part.
I want them to know I've been in the trenches. I was saying that like about L.A. since we doing it. The legal weed thing, it's a little too legal for me. Like, I don't. It's something about buying my weed from a scandalous person.
You build a connection, a relationship.
Yeah.
Now, even with all the legal weed that exists in LA, there is still a sub-legal business that exists like right below the legal line where it's like you text a nigga and he meet you in an alley on Melrose and bring your pack. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just go to Cookies and not worry about getting knocked upside the head by some little gangbanger. But yeah, it's just something that, you know, the legal weed shit is this. Like, people want the security of knowing, like, yo, I can get what I need. I have a fucking variety. These niggas ain't gonna never run out, and it's safe. Like, the safety is the important part. But you pay a premium for that safety, for that peace of mind, and that fucking selection.
I was in there. They was charging $95 for eighths.
Yeah. No
like,
respect.
I'm like, dog.
Yeah, so it makes you think about he has no respect for no rules of governance. Like, this is ridiculous.
No respect.
And so it's like, you know, on the street level, you're going to get everything significantly cheaper because it ain't no tax and this and overhead and all this bullshit. This is just a nigga trapping out the bando.
Right.
And he's delivering it to you. They not really bringing you no weed from the cookie store. Why should we when we just waving in traffic? So the thing is, though, most people, even dispensary people, once they lock in with somebody on a street level that they can trust, that they know is safe, is convenient and all that, and he pulling up, they would much rather do that.
Right.
But it's like, how do you get there without potentially getting a gun stuck in your face?
Right.
People would just rather, square people would just rather go to dispensary route.
Yeah, makes sense.
But you pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, but the edibles that come from them dispensaries are no joke. That is not a nigga just throwing weed in a brownie batch. No, that shit is no joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they be going in the dispensary.
True.
But yeah, so recapping the live show a little bit more. You know, we had us and Mona have a lot of just natural chemistry. You know, it came across in the show. You know, we didn't really have any format, just to let y'all in behind the scenes. Like, you know, we had a little bit of an outline, some things we wanted to talk about. We just kind of got up there and did our thing. You know, at one point it turned into the Matt and Mona show, and I'm great with that. I just wanted to be a facilitator and just set them up to just.
You really feel like that?
To do their thing. Yeah, absolutely. Like, but I was cool with it because I was already burnt. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all.
You didn't have any shrooms.
No.
Okay.
I was just burnt, period, from the week in itself. And you had these dynamic stories, and Mona's such a big personality. I'm like, yeah, let me just Steve Nash this thing. And I was just ready to go home.
Somebody asked me afterwards, one of my homies, and he was at the first live joint we did. And I was like, how'd you feel about it? He was like, yo, this joint was like, he's like, it was nuts watching it. Like, yo, y'all niggas is really stars. And he's like, I don't know if y'all really noticed this shit. And he was like, even with Mona, and there were times where it was like she was talking a lot.
Yeah.
but she was in the context of what was going on.
Right.
So it was like when y'all started talking about, flying first class in the lie flat seats and getting your bodies done, and she's like, I can't wait to get my shit done. I'm getting my motherfucking calves done. Like, it was like, it wasn't like AO where it was like y'all talking about flying first class and AO's like, look at them titties over there. Like,
who eating ass in that?
right. So he was like, it was a dope flow of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
It was our first show doing it. I'm actually kind of ready to do our next joint at Punchline.
Listen, I'm like antsy to do the next show. I'm almost like, damn, what can we do in January? But we can't step on the Punchline show. Like, we got to make sure that goes off.
Well, I was more so saying I'm ready to do the Punchline situation because we don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I don't think people, at least for me, this is my first time ever putting together a event. Yeah. You used to do this shit.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like when the chairs got there, it's like, oh, we got to put these Jones up.
And my whole thing, I was like, it's actually 210 of these. Like, y'all brought all the chairs. Y'all didn't short me no chairs.
When the back of your truck opened up and I seen all the ice, I'm like, okay, who's the crew on ice?
Us. We are the ice crew. Hey, Marv, grab
hey,
a bag
Marv, in your 50 cent Sherlink, get some ice, get it in there. Like,
hey, Kanan, grab this
shit.
18-pound bag of ice, dog.
Fucking Raisin Marv over there. Like, get this ice in there. At Jules' big ass getting ice and sodas and waters and everything else. And it's just like, God damn, like, you realize when you put together an event, I was explaining that shit to Lee Mom the other day. It's like, you don't just show up.
Yeah.
And as me, it's talent.
Yeah, the event starts from the minute that you announce it. And there's customer service, there's troubleshooting, there's ticket sales, there's the website crash, there's all of this back and forth that goes along, and all of these additional conversations that you're having when you are more than just talent. When Wiz Khalifa fucking goes on tour, nobody's not talking to Wiz about, like, well, what's your backlighting and all, like, nobody's talking. They're talking to the production manager.
When we had the initial conversation about the budgeting for the joint. And it was like, you was like, yeah, this much for security. And I'm like, security? And you was like, yeah, we got to get security. And I'm like, just tell them to fight. Like, if something go left, just fight back.
Just go in the vestibule and rumble.
Fight back, nigga. What do you say on Rocky? Fight back, you bum. like, what you mean security? But it's like, yeah, you got to get security, ice, cups, drinks. When you was like, we got to get Gatorade containers. We got to get, the DJ, the chords, this, that, and the third. We gotta make sure the power is right. We gotta,
because it's like this is not a concert venue, so we gotta turn it into one. We gotta turn it into a live show venue. So that literally means that everything other than the space and the address, we gotta provide.
Right.
The fucking sound, the fucking chords, it's a lot that goes into that production. And we wanted to give people a full service experience because typically, when you come into, say, the TLA or Punchline, sometimes they got food, sometimes they don't.
Right.
TLA is all standing room. Like, we could have ran like a standing room mingling show, but it just wouldn't have felt the same because it's like, you're not really like a tentative audience. It's to stand and watch a motherfucker talk to you.
Right.
It's different if Lil Durk is performing the hardest shit of 2021.
I remember our first live show, motherfuckers was like, yo, is it, because they like deal with the VIP Jones is going. So it's like, oh, it's standing room after the VIP. It's just like, no, everyone's sitting down.
All seats.
It's like, this isn't an MOP concert, nigga. This is a live podcast. Like,
Lil Fame's greatest hits.
Yeah, Lil Flippin' Friends, nigga. You got to sit down. Like, so yeah, but going through the motions of actually putting together an event, and a lot, like, I don't know about you, but my anxiety.
Listen, my anxiety started soon as I got off the plane from Cali.
Okay. Mine wasn't that immediate.
No, my shit started on Sunday because I'm just thinking about all the things. I'm like, yo, we did a lot, but I'm like, there's still a lot more shit to be done between now and showtime. And it's like certain things you can't even do until you about to be at the venue, like buy ice, like shit like that. It's like, all right, I can't buy ice on Tuesday and store it. I don't have a deep freezer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like shit like that to where it's like, yo, this stuff got to be done. And it's like, yeah, you can delegate, but then it's like, yo, you send somebody like, yo, go to the store and get 4 bags of ice, and they show with 4 7-pound bags of ice, and you like, yo, what the fuck is this? You end up having to go anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a vision of what you're trying to execute, and even when you get other people involved, they may not have the same specific exact vision, and they might veer off, or and not to say that they're trying to sabotage you or no shit like that, but it's just more so like, oh damn, I ain't know. Like I don't know how much ice it takes to fucking cool 160 waters in 4 fucking coolers of liquor. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Now, gonna start at the beginning. So I was on a tip where I was like, yo, the doors open at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Right? Doors open at 10. We're going to let everybody come in. There'll be food. There'll be drinks. You can mingle, see people, meet people. Oh, there go my old hoe.
On the bathroom, get your dick sucked. Whatever you need.
Whatever the fuck you need to do. Okay. So I'm like, yo, 10 o'clock. Jules is at my crib. So I'm like, yeah, we could slide out around 8:45.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? KOP straight down. Nighttime. Get there 9:15. Last minute setting up. People will start funneling in around 10:15. I got there. People were there.
Yeah, y'all had another idea.
Yeah. I mean, when the gate opened, because I hit you and you was like, yeah, I'm pulling up. I'm like, okay, cool. The gate opened and it's like 5 or 6 cars pulling in. I'm like, all right, I know Chad ain't got an entourage this fucking big. When I tell y'all that the place was like rolling at 9:30.
Yes, literally. You had a good 40, 50 people in there at 9:30.
At 9:30. By 9:50, it was 130.
Yeah, I'm still setting up. We putting ice and shit and bringing coolers out.
The food hadn't even got
you. Yeah, I'm in the back making cocktails. I'm like, why are all these people in here? Like,
I'm gonna come at 9:30, set the cameras up, everything be cool.
Right.
I'm like, yo, get out my fucking way.
Dan came in with that. When I see Dan come in, Dan was like, damn, what did I read the shit wrong? I'm like, no, these motherfuckers just ain't have shit else to do. They just here. Like, so yeah, people were there. That's the one thing, again, we spoke about it off camera. Like, our audience, especially the Patreon audience, these are like well-to-do,
yes,
upper middle class professionals that,
some high class.
Yeah, some like, you got.
We had some top 5% earners in the building.
Like, people, if you in the business industry, you know what they always say, if you on time, you're late.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, motherfuckers is showing up early. And, I guess us and our nigga minds just wasn't ready for the people showing up early. You know what I'm saying? So the food got there a little late.
A little late. But it was phenomenal though for the 20 minutes that it lasted.
The food got there and everybody was like, "Oh, the food is good as shit."
Yeah.
So I went in the back. I'm chilling. Now I'm watching the seats fill in, and I'm thinking to myself like, "All right, Mona had to go do a call with fucking Vibe or National Geographic, whatever the fuck she had to go do." Her and Tom was out there. So I'm on a tip with you like, when do you want to start? And you was like, well, Mona's dealing with the call, whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm like, well, we can go on stage and we could do us for an hour for her, and then she can come the fuck up, whatever. And you was like, all right, well, yeah, at 11:10, we taking the stage, no matter what. I'm like, okay, cool. It was like 11:01. I'm looking at the seats filling in. Shout out to Caution. DJ Caution was fucking it up.
Caution's that nigga.
So many people was like, yo, this DJ nigga is nice. I'm like, dog. Like, he was.
Caution's that nigga.
Yeah, he was chopping and screwing.
And he saved the day for me with the extension cord.
Yeah, he saved day for Justin
too.
He
saved the day for Justin too.
Justin said, yeah. He said, did you bring the 20-foot XLR cords? I said, absolutely not. Caution said, bro, don't worry about it. Whatever you need, I brought an extra 6 25-footers.
Yeah, he said, I got 25-foot Jones.
I got 6 of them, extras.
He's like, do y'all want to do the wireless mics? Because I got that too. I'm like, well, let's just, next time we'll get busy like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Caution, man. He did a real good job.
Caution is a beast, man.
Yeah, he was.
And here's the thing. It was a TRPE VIP experience where everybody involved is somebody that's an integral part of what we do. Caution is number one, a radio DJ, and on top of that, he's a nightclub DJ, all of that shit, traveling DJ. Caution is one of our number one advocates. Like, I meet people all the time in traffic or wherever, if I'm out socially, that's like, yo, Caution put me onto your show. So it's like, I want to reward people for fucking being advocates and for the show and getting motherfuckers paid. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Like, Mona came on the show at a time when she was like super popping, being on $1 million of a game and all of that shit. Like, we want to break bread with people that fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? And give back to them and show love and those opportunities will come back because Caution's like our official DJ. We're going to go on Mona's show soon. Like, shit like that, to where it's like everybody helps to build the ecosystem and feed one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Caution, like I said, was great. you know, he was cutting it up, woo, 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 keeping the crowd energized, whatever. So I'm like, all right. And now it's like 11:08.
Yeah.
Mona was back in the building. She was back off in the bathroom smoking Black and Mild. She was chilling.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
on smoking the toilet.
Yeah.
Like in the pokey.
in the pokey.
Keep it down. Flush it.
Hell, you got to flush it every time you inhale.
CO coming, turnkey coming.
He's silly as shit. But I couldn't find you. So I told Tom, I'm like, yo, where the fuck is Chad at now? He's like, I just walked that way. So then you came walking past me like fucking food and shit. So I'm like, huh? And you went towards the stage. I look over, I see people like cleaning food up. And I'm like, deal with that later. I'm not even fucking getting into that. So what actually, does anybody know yet?
All right, so there's theories. You know what I'm saying? There's theories on
That shit
what.
about to be unsolved mystery.
Yeah. So
The first time a sound actually made sense.
I said we need to start using that sound, and then sure enough, so there's theories on what transpired as far as this food getting knocked the fuck over. Rumor has it there was two young ladies that was probably drunk off their ass, had a little too much Henny punch, had too much of a good time.
Every fucking compliment I got from this week included the Henny punch. Yo, the show was phenomenal, and that Henny punch ball.
So now I know next time, just make all Henny punch. Like
the Henny punch was like a Henny version of Crip Max Crip juice. It was literally 19 bottles of Henny and a little bit of juice. That's why y'all liked it.
Yeah, niggas is like, no, you got the mix right. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Yeah. So the rumor has it that it was two young ladies and they was, you know, doing whatever they was doing and they was having too much fun, not paying attention, knocked into the table, knocked all the food over, sterners and everything, knocked the table itself over, and literally Fire Marshal Deke had to step up and put the fire out.
Word to Deke with the coat, man.
Yeah, because niggas was just sitting there just watching the fire ignite.
When Deke walked up in the parking lot, I was out there with Los and shit, and Deke walked up, and I was like, oh, you got the U.S. Marshal's coat. Remember when Wesley was on the run, he had that big green coat? And Deke was like, they started cracking up. I was like, all right, here you go. I knew you was going to fuck me with the coat. And then when he took his seat in the front, he ain't had a coat. I'm like, oh, you took the coat off. He's like, nigga, I used the coat to
put the fire out. Shit was bad, man. Shit was bad. So, yeah, so I looked, and all I seen that delicious looking fried rice just sitting on the floor. I'm like, yo, y'all some nut ass bitches. Like, why would y'all do this to me? I didn't get one grain of rice.
Oh, I planned to take shit home, and I got nothing.
Yeah, no, we had basically, I think 4 or 5 pans of everything, like different amounts or whatever like that. We had top tier food by a professional caterer. Yeah. Shout out Chef Asim. Follow him on IG, Chef Asim, AASIM. So we had chicken skewers, shrimp skewers, veggie fried rice, and a Caesar salad. Shit was phenomenal. We had a hell of a spread. And we had like 4 or 5 pans of everything. Because that was the main thing when we was booking the food. Is like, yo, how much food are niggas providing for this money that we paying? And they came through for us. And we probably got through the second pan of everything.
Right. No, we were probably on like the third. Because I saw a couple of just completely empty Jones.
All right. So we might have been on the third pan of everything. And then everything got knocked over at one time.
What we should have done, because what happened was we had the reserve pans on the same table, like waiting for them.
Exactly.
We should have had another table with the reserve.
But no, they originally did though. When they first had it first set up, then they realized like, oh damn, we got more space than we thought. They started migrating shit over to the big table, and then after a while, they moved everything that was remaining in one spot so nobody would dip with a pan of food.
Right.
So they moved it all over there.
Not realizing that New Jack and Terry Funk was about to come through.
Ladder match. Yeah. Knocked this shit over. So, yeah. So we didn't get any food. We don't have any closure. Chef Asim put a dope-ass video up talking about, yo, everything was great. Thank you for the opportunity. I don't know who the fuck knocked my food over. Like, we still don't know. So that's an unsolved TRPE mystery. Anybody with information about Anyone with information about who knocked over the table,
Call the number at the bottom of the screen.
call the number at the bottom of the screen. Hit us on IG at official TRPE, or you could go to the website, put in a submission form. We gotta figure this shit out, man.
Yo, man. Yeah.
Bitches ruined the stone vibe.
A stone vibe. But yeah, they ran through the Henny Punch. The margarita, was it a margarita or martini?
Margarita, and it was apple martini.
Okay, yeah, they ran through all of that.
And all top shelf liquor. Henny, 1800, Grey Goose. That fucking apple martini, that was like the death joint. Like, I didn't even make too much of that, but that shit was Grey Goose. I had half a gallon of Grey Goose, 99 apples, and apple schnapps in that joint. That was the killer. Yeah, that was the killer.
Yeah, you was the fuck wild.
They drank it all. They drank everything.
I mean, alcoholics. You know what I'm saying?
And niggas was mixing. They had to be. Because it's like, they ran out of the Henny Punch first. It was like, yeah, the Henny Punch going. I'm like, how? Like, I'm like, listen, number one, when I bought the liquor, I did the estimation. We had roughly like 550 shots of liquor. Mm-hmm. Then I had the half-size cups, the crystal cups or whatever that cost a grip. I had the crystal cups so that niggas wouldn't have them red cups and fill them to the fucking top. Yeah. Niggas still knocked everything off. Y'all got y'all money's worth.
Before we took the stage, when we was in, remember we was in the kitchen and I was like, are we going to use this Gatorade joint? You was like, that was the Henny Punch. I'm like, nigga.
Shit gone. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, what? So, yeah, niggas definitely got their money's worth when it came to the liquor.
Yeah, no. And next time we'll make sure, not next time as in Punchline, but next time we do the private show, we'll make sure we triple up on the Henny Punch because y'all fucked with that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll get enough Henny
Punch. Enough Henny Punch.
But yeah, we took the stage at 11 o'clock. Well, 11:10.
11:10.
We took the stage. It was dope. The crowd was super into it. You know what I'm saying? Deke became a part. Deke said, "Fuck this. I'm becoming a part of this."
Y'all gonna make me sit in the front row? I am part of the show. We had the honorable front row was Deke, Sachi. Who else was up in the front?
The Henny White girls. On the right. The white Henny girls.
Yeah, that's my folks from Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was on the left. On the front row.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. By that point, I was kind of like in show mode.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, I don't look them in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but all in all, it was dope. We did about a good 30 minutes. Then Mona came up. You know what I'm saying?
And this shit really went off the rails.
Yeah, show definitely went up and down all over. You know what I'm saying?
It was a great show, man. It was fantastic.
It was fun as hell. A lot of laughs, a lot of energy. The shit was mad fantastic. My outfit. Let's do this. I planned on wearing these jeans, right? Yeah. And a different shirt. And then the whole situation happened at the fucking dry cleaners. And I just was like, fuck it. I ran over to Macy's real quick. I saw them tan jeans. I'm like, oh, they go with the Travis Scott shit. I'm like, fuck it. I got it and I put it on. I'm telling Lee, I'm like, I look like a construction.
I look like Bob.
I look like, what was it? Tool Time, nigga. Al from Tool Time. And she was like, no, it's decent to see you in colors. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right. It matched the shoes matched the vest. I'm like, all right. And the shirt I had on was a little big. I didn't like that once I actually put it on. But I'm like, fuck it, whatever. And everybody's like, yo, you look nice. Or every chick was like, oh, I like to see you in colors or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm not feeling it.
You set me up.
Like, once I started really looking at it, I'm just like, nah, I ain't really. And Kev got me. And me, I'm like, Kev came up like, you know, I'm like, no, I live for the laugh. Yes. So it's like, that was actually funny as shit to me.
Because here's the thing. Funny is funny. We're going to go back to the original Twitter days. Funny is funny. And at the end of the day, his comedic timing
was excellent.
Even more so than what he said, the timing and then the presence of mind to follow up.
It was fucking excellent. And he came in and hugged me and was like, dog, I had to get you. You know what I mean? I'm like, I made $10,000. Laugh it up, nigga. And you paying for the section at recess. Like, nah, I live for shit like that. So it was fucking excellent. But yeah, man, I got a lot of DMs from women like, oh, you look fucking. I'm like, I know that nigga was hating. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was fun as shit, man. The whole night.
This shit was fire, man. Even just like from afar, like the people that weren't in attendance, but like the reactions and then all the reposts and all the social media shit, and it's like, let's go here.
Somehow I got like 60 followers in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I got like 30, 40.
And I'm like, did you motherfuckers not know who I was before this?
Yeah, people that were following me before that I didn't know weren't following me no more or back following me, like shit like that. So let's go here. It kind of felt like back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. From the social media aspect.
We kind of had a moment like at the Sixers game the other night because we went to the Heat game, right? And shout out Jules. I was with Jules. Of course, we sat courtside. Kimba was with us because Kimba was working the shit. So he was like literally, you know what I'm saying? He's right there with us and shit the whole night. Saw a couple people in there, you know what I'm saying? I know, whatever. Even Kev's homie came up to me at the live show. Was like, I seen you at the Sixers game the other night. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know. But a lot of motherfuckers, and a few women successful in the city, you know what I'm saying, came up to me and was talking or whatever. And one of my homies who was in there seen me in the club was like, yo, are you like ready for this? And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, y'all are going. He's like, it's not a matter at this point of are y'all, it's kind of like a win, y'all.
Yeah, it's not if but when.
And he was like, y'all, like Deke even said the other day, like y'all got it in a chokehold. Like y'all, as far as putting out media content, like it's been proven now. Y'all can interview one of like the biggest executives in like rap history. Y'all can interview Crip Mac. Yeah. Y'all can interview Chef of the Year and Omar Tate. Y'all can interview a former ADA and Kev. Y'all can interview a state rep in Morgan Cephas and a councilman in Curtis Jones. Y'all can interview AO. Y'all can interview anybody.
Black Poppy, Bang Bang.
Y'all can make anything some classic material, and then y'all just with yourselves. Y'all can tell stories. Y'all can give information. It's like at this point, it's not a win. It's not a if. It's a win.
Yeah.
Are you really ready for this? And I was like, take me to the car right now. You just made a good answer. Like, dog. And you're starting to see that energy around it. One of my homegirls the other day was like, because she was saying how like shit came in her group chat. Like, oh, they you know, like, they gonna have 6 baby mamas and be on Love and Hip Hop. I'm like, don't mix Chad dreams with my dreams. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any of that shit. Chad wants to be on Love and Hip Hop. I
need it.
I need it.
I needed to solidify my legacy. I didn't make it rapping. I gotta make it on Love and Hip Hop somehow, somewhat.
But that's where the energy around the shit kind of is now, where it's just like, oh shit.
It's because I think you know, seeing is believing.
Right.
And I think it's one thing to do a show, to consistently, at this point, be doing 3-4 shows a week for the better part of a year.
Right.
It's a whole nother thing to where you have proof of concept where you bring all these well-to-do people into a building and everybody that everybody fuck with us.
Right.
It kind of proves to people like, oh no, they them niggas. Like, why? And it's now it's creating the FOMO. It's like the fear of missing out. Like, damn, why wasn't I? And how come? And what's so interesting? And like, it's turned into a whole fucking thing.
I had, like, no bullshit, I had a good 15 to 20 people DM me or hit me like, damn, man, like, I ain't even know about the show. Like, why I ain't know about it? And I'm just like, go to patreon.com. Like,
Slash.
Google, nigga. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like I said, I'm like, the show we knew from the jump, 200 seats. It was hard cap, 200.
Hard cap.
Literally, 140 tickets sold the first day on Patreon.
Yeah.
And I'm telling them, like, yo, it's 500 people on the Patreon. So it's like, we put the shit up to them first. The fuck, you know, like, that's what it is. So, like you said, the FOMO shit, fear of missing out. And, you know, you could just see energy is energy.
Yeah.
It just is with, like, you know, word to the rocks. You know what I'm saying? The crystals we talked about at the live show.
Straight
you
up.
know what I'm saying? If TRPE was a crystal, we on the porch charging. Right.
Right.
The crystal's charging the fuck up.
Yeah, we about to go do some damage in a minute.
About to go do some Captain Planet damage. And, you know, we can go to New York. We can go to LA. We can go to Miami. We can go to Houston, Dallas, you know, motherfucking wherever. And we can set up shop and put out some motherfucking content.
No bullshit.
And now it's creating this.
It's like Bean said, sometimes you got to go away to make a comeback.
Right. And, you know, people are really, really starting to get behind it and push the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're not just two niggas sitting in the living room or sitting in the studio just talking about nonsense.
No.
Like, we have a real editorial view on a lot of things. We have done the knowledge. We have educated ourselves on a lot of different things, a myriad of different topics, which is why we're able to come here and crack these mics and talk about so much array of different shit and so many different people, because we're both intelligent, worldly, travel, have life experience that we can pull from, and people just like us. Like, likability is a huge fucking factor in media, where it's like, yo, neither one of us is trying to be like the nut ass boy that's just like saying crazy shit for fucking views or for reactions or whatever the case may be. And embarking on this journey, we understood it was going to take longer than average because there's no sensationalism to what we do. We're just fucking good at it.
No.
And it's like, sometimes
we're not just sitting here trying to figure out ways to go viral.
Right. Sometimes just being good, or even in our case being great, is not good enough in the eyes of the soundbite consumable media as it exists right now. But when it comes to pound for pound on a podcast, as far as educating people, giving people, dropping gems, giving people something to leave with, entertainment value, fucking comedic replay value, all of that shit, nobody can fuck with us. And I consume a lot of content to solidify, to be able to sit here today and say that. And y'all that are listening make us what we are because we have a personal relationship with our audience, and there's instantaneous feedback. I like this, I didn't like this, this was great, blah blah blah. And we've found a way in going into year 5 to get even better. Right. To get even better. To where every time we put something out, people like, no, this might be the best.
Ain't that
one.
crazy?
No, because Omar Tate, but Chris Gotti got that, like, but the Crip Mac shit is like, y'all not even in that pocket, but it's still it's that, to where it's like we're being compared to us, and we're being compared to the top dogs. And let me say this. Adam 22 made a phenomenal point on his podcast last week. Mm-hmm. He was talking to
it's two young ladies
from See the Thing Is, and the podcast. One of them also was on Horrible Decisions, and then the other one used to be a singer. She was signed to Rock Nation and all that. I don't know why the fuck I'm forgetting their names.
Was it Wheezy?
No, it was Wheezy's partner.
Oh, the thick one.
The thick one, yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, yeah, Wheezy's partner.
Damn, I know her name too.
Yeah, I'm burnt out, and I super know her name. She's very talented, very successful. And you know, she as far as this pod space, she's a big dog. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking to them, and he was just basically saying like, "Yo," because she was saying like, you know, I don't necessarily. It's like, what is your, like, you know, what are people's perspective? Mandy, yes.
Yeah, I couldn't think of her fucking name.
It's like she was basically saying like, what is people's, like, it's not enough to just get on the mic and just talk with your friends. That's not good enough. No. Like, no more. This has become a real industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry. Spotify's put the money up. Amazon's put the money up. Fucking SiriusXM has put the money up. Apple's put the money up. Other little small players, Breakbeat and this person have put the motherfucking money up. It's not for play no more. It's not just like, oh, we just talking this shit, whatever. And Adam made the point that, hey, what these creatives got to understand is that these multi-million and multi-billion-dollar companies are spending millions of dollars to make shit appear organic, or make it look like this person was dying to talk to these motherfuckers. Right. And that is not the case. Mm-hmm. There is pay for play going on. There is money exchanging hands. People are being paid for fucking interviews. All kinds of shit that's going on that is not organic, but when the end product hits the internet and it goes on a page that got 4, 5, 8 million subscribers, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, the podcasting has become the new radio.
Yes.
Like, remember when motherfuckers used to do radio runs?
Yeah.
Now it's like
they do podcast runs. Yeah. Because nobody wants to. Most of these radio stations are set up for syndication. You don't have 30 markets you can go into that have a viable a viable morning show, because they all are syndicating the Breakfast Club.
Right.
So unless you make it to the Breakfast Club, you don't make it to these other markets.
Right.
And the Breakfast Club is more viable on YouTube than they are on terrestrial radio.
Right.
So it's like they are essentially a podcast, you know what I'm saying? That plays music when they not on fucking YouTube. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I just love the fact that as a business owner and somebody that's figured it out and scaled his shit, and he's done it through various strategic partnerships. People may not remember. He was with Reggie Osei's company, Combat Jack, Loudspeaker Network, and then that gave him a bump. And then this person, it's like all of it, like, push people forward. And what people don't really understand is like, yo, Vlad came out and said, he was kind of exposed on it, but he said it. Like, Vlad came out and had to basically say, like, yeah, you know, we pay for interviews. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, large sums of money, because at the end of the day, he's creating a content library, and he has a quality control standard that he has to get, where it's like, if something is relevant going on, you want to be the one to capture that media. So if you got to pay a nigga 10, 20, 30, sometimes $50,000 in order to capture that media, you're going to do it, because the end result is you own the content forever.
Right.
And
sort of like what the whole Bone Thug situation was with Swiss and them with the verses.
You own the content. I'm coming here as a one-time thing. You're not going to break the bread down with me on the back end.
Right.
You're not going to show me your analytics of what the video did and all of that shit and who it reached and how you got this spike and this sponsor came in and hit your website because of this. Like, you're not going to do that. So I just need a set amount of money. And the point that I'm making is that somebody in Adam's position, where he could just be a gatekeeper and not speak on the behind the scenes shit that's going on and just be a mute and just be
and just get the money.
And just get the money.
Yeah.
Like, it's not in his best interest to tell us that.
Right.
Because one of these multi-billion dollar companies may come in and buy No Jumper one day.
Right.
So it kind of goes against his agenda, because I'm sure he's getting offers from these people all the time. We'll give you 50 million, 40 million, whatever the case may be, to buy your platform, because it's already proven.
Right.
So for him to be brave enough to come out and speak on what it is, it's like, damn, like, it lets me know that the shit that we don't get on the show and talk about it, but we talk about it, like, the shit that we know is what the fuck is going on.
Absolutely.
We're not guessing. Like,
No,
we
hell
know, like, this athlete don't necessarily want to talk to these motherfuckers, or this rapper don't necessarily want to talk to these motherfuckers, but money is exchanging hands, and people are paying for exclusive content.
$40,000, nigga. Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I love y'all, my favorite niggas. Like, it's funny. I just listened to 44
I was
episodes.
listening to y'all yesterday.
And that's what he was talking about, like the money exchanging hands to make shit appear organic. I had a conversation with my man yesterday on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, I was talking about the Nori and Big Sean interview, and I'm like, yo, the best part of this interview is that it's not an interview, because Big Sean is saying the realest shit of all time, and Nori is totally ignoring his answers.
Yeah.
It's like, he's total. I'm like, yo, are they trolling this nigga? Like, it felt like, yo, they was like the Kanye defense squadron. Like, that's what it felt like. And I'm just like,
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, this man is sitting here saying how I'm not guessing. Like, fucking Jay Brown from Rock Nation, probably the smartest person in the music industry, is my manager. This motherfucker said, hey, when's the last time you audited the label? Go audit the label. So when I tell y'all that Good Music and Kanye West owe me $6 million, I ain't guessing.
Right.
Like, I already went to Universal thinking it was them. They said, no, the money was paid out. It went to Good. Like, and Nori's like, so what could you have done different in the situation? It's like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, you know, once people establish a big platform, motherfuckers will book you on a platform to troll you. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just so many moving parts to, you know, to this industry since from when we started to now. Over 5 years, a lot can fucking change, and a lot has changed.
Hell yeah.
When we fucking were in the space, there was roughly probably like maybe 20,000 podcasts in the whole country. Now you got anywhere between 2,000 to 4,000 being added to iTunes directory every day.
Right.
Because people all feel like they got something to say.
Yeah.
And you have services like Anchor and shit like that, which is a dope service that allows people to fucking go and get their shit off and basically for free, like, essentially, you know what I'm saying, in certain situations, or to record on a phone or whatever. And it's not like the studio master sound that we have had from day one and have become accustomed to, but for somebody that's just trying to get their voice heard, they're going to do what the fuck need be done in order to get where they're trying to go. So I say all of that to say, we have done the work, we have mastered our craft, and then
It's
from here it's only going up from here.
Sitting there the other day, like before we hit the stage, and I just was kind of like looking at it, like, you know, in the back, like, you know what I'm saying, like at where the kitchen was and shit, and I'm just looking at the crowd, and I'm just like, yo, we really like created something.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't really.
Yeah, people care. People are invested.
Yeah, I really haven't created much in my life, but somehow we created this shit.
Yes.
And it's dope. And it's like wild to like just be out and people come up to you like, yo, man, my so-and-so put me on your podcast, man. I like what y'all do. Oh, okay, thanks. Appreciate it. You know, whatever. It's just like, it's crazy. It's really, really a wild thing. So it's
Yeah,
dope.
so
It's
thank you
fly.
to everybody that's, reached out to me, reached out to Matt, reached out to the TRPE page with, congrats and all of that. Very major thank you to the Alicias, as we affectionately refer to them to, because a lot of people get opportunities and don't pay it forward. And we've had a lot of people on this podcast, and people have made real money. People got fucking real recognition, real headway and shit like that. And they are one of the few that have come back and acknowledged us and said, hey, thank you for what you did for us.
right. They I was in the parking lot the other night and the first Alicia came up to me. Then the second Alicia came up. I'm like, oh shit, what's up? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't think y'all was coming. And he was like, what? Like, we have to be here. Da, da, da. And then she gave me a card and I was like, what's this? She was like, it's for you, congratulations, whatever. I was like, is it money in there? And she was like, nigga, just take the card. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I looked at it. I was like, oh shit, that's what's up. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? And she was like, no, because like we were on you guys' show and we wound up getting a situation with the school district.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
for our curriculum company.
really? And she was like, yeah. So she was like, anything y'all do, we got to support. Da, 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 da. And she was like, I got a card for Chad too. And I'm like, you can give me that.
You can just pass it off. You ain't worry about that card.
I give it. I see that he gets it. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to them. It's like,
But to me, not to take away from nothing else, that was the best part of the night to me. Like, because that shit was just like, they recognized us in a way like, yo, y'all platform is not only legitimate, it helped us solidify something that we were doing because y'all helped create the proof of concept through us appearing on the show and y'all legitimized us. And I'm just like, damn, like, this show is like as a real living, breathing fucking organism, man. Like, motherfuckers are people are benefiting from this appearance, man. And I'm just like, now it's time to charge everybody. Yeah. It's like one of them things where it's like, yo, like we have
shout out to Jamel. He came back and was like, yo, like being on y'all show, man, she showed me the joint. I'm like,
damn.
Hey.
Yeah, culture currency. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, it's like we've put the work in, we've established this platform, and a lot more eyes are on us now after this past weekend, man. And I think it's very, very dope. And we just appreciate everything, all different measures of support.
Not even this weekend. I say the last 6 months.
Oh, the last 6 months is just
because, like you said, we're doing these things where, like, I think it all. I want to say around the second Kev interview or Bang Bang. Like, it was right around that time period where it was like, you just had them in a row. We had Young Bob, Bang Bang, Black Poppy, Omar Tate, Kev, Councilman Curtis Jones, Morgan Stevens. Like, it was just like rolling. And then it just put us into a different little, different little flow. And in the last couple of weeks, like the last month, you figure we're going all over the place. Yeah. And it's like, oh shit, y'all here. Oh, y'all here. Oh, y'all doing this. Oh, y'all doing. So it's like, yeah, like 22 should be very, very
when people see you moving around, it changes their perspective of you, and that comes from
legitimizing.
Yeah, from a fan standpoint, from a creator standpoint, from a business person standpoint. Like I didn't have plenty motherfuckers that I built relationships with just off of them just seeing me traveling. Like, damn, where you going? Oh, what you got going on? Like that sort of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just bumping the motherfuckers in certain spaces. Like it makes them view you in a different manner because you're not some local joker just sitting around waiting for something to happen in your home market.
Yeah.
And, this last month has been a lot of pushing forward for TRPE and, us just getting out there and, traveling the country, shooting to LA, shooting to New York, all that. We probably going to go to Atlanta sometime in January and cut some content and stuff like that. And it's just like, we got a studio out there. Shout out to, I love Hip Hop Daily.
Yeah.
Or is it I Live?
No, it's Hip Hop Daily. Or is it I Live Hip Hop Daily?
I Live Hip Hop Daily.
I think.
But they hit me the other day and was like, yo, huge fan of the show. And I live Hip Hop Daily. Make sure y'all follow them on the gram. They based out of Atlanta, content company. And they hit me on the gram the other day just randomly, unsolicited. It was like, yo, I fuck with this. Y'all listen to y'all shit every day. Y'all shit phenomenal. Y'all ever need somewhere to record at in Atlanta, we got the studio. We got y'all. Just hit me and let me know the dates and pull up. Like, shit like that. It's like people are being impacted by this show, and they want to help and get behind this shit.
Shout out to Edo Smith. You know what I'm saying? Straight running back in the NFL. Like,
Yep.
he like, no, I fucked with you. I be playing y'all shit in the locker room. Da 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 da. Louis V is my DJ, program director over there at 105 in Atlanta. He like, yo, y'all come down. I got y'all. Did it? It's like, it's rolling.
People are paying attention,
Yeah,
man.
things are moving. So
We had a lot of verified checks in them photo comments and all of that this past weekend, man. That shit was dope. It felt good, man.
yeah, definitely.
Definitely felt good.
Do we have topics for today?
Got a couple topics, man.
Okay, let's get into something. See what we got going on out here in these streets.
Real quick, man. Y'all been going Spider-Man crazy this weekend. I've seen the photos, the video recaps, all of that, man. Spider-Man just tore up the box office, 253 million opening weekend. I guess people have just say, fuck COVID. At least this weekend, we going to go see Peter Parker.
I mean, COVID, it's kind of been fuck COVID since,
Since last July.
Since COVID. Like, since COVID, it's been fuck COVID. But, yeah. But, I'm already seeing people like, oh, this is in the top 5 Marvel movies.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I can't tell you what the top 5 Marvel movies are. I haven't seen 5 of them, so.
Yeah, I haven't gone
Peter
to see-
Parker, as far as I'm concerned, is, what was the white boy from our youth?
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. Yeah. So.
But Tom Holland is phenomenal, though. Like, Tom Holland is a good-ass fucking actor. And
What happened to Tobey Maguire?
I don't know if he started getting high. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I
Yeah,
just
no.
haven't seen him.
Yeah, me neither. But I just assume, if I don't see people for a while, I just assume they getting high.
Oh.
Or they booked. I know he not booked.
I'm going to look that up. Tobey Maguire, where's he at?
Yeah, where the hell is Tobey Maguire? I just ordered this fucking Chinatown Market. Well, I'm sorry, Market by Market put out a shirt the other day with all the Spider-Mans on it. The 3 different Spider-Mans.
Okay.
Tobey Maguire, the one after him, I forget his name. He was pretty forgettable. And then Tom Holland. So yeah, everybody was dressing up as Spider-Man and the characters and all of that shit, which was like, it was cool as fuck to see. And they had Spider Cuz on Side Talk New York.
Side Talk.
Yo, Side Talk New York is the best fucking YouTube page by far, because
Is the new Spider-Man called No Way Home?
No Way Home.
Toby's in it.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, that's what it's saying on here.
Oh shit.
Said he reprises his role in the Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm looking at it like 2021, and it says this shit made...
Oh, it's lit.
It's made $600 million already.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We need to write us.
Yeah, exactly. This Who's the Man
No.
has to happen.
You want to be like Nigga Man or something?
No, we definitely need a superhero movie. God damn, even the bad ones make bank.
But yeah, Toby's in the new
The
new Spider-Man. Man, okay.
Welcome back, Toby. I'm sorry,
Welcome
I thought
back.
you was getting high, baby. I apologize.
What was Toby doing over these last couple of years? He's playing high stakes poker. Okay, so he's got some paper. All right, pretty much just playing some
That's
poker.
it.
Yeah. Just playing some poker. Nothing else really much going on.
Speaking of playing poker, did you watch that? Did you get a chance to watch that interview I sent you with the guy Mickey?
I didn't. I meant to watch it, and I kind of was just like all over the place.
This nigga has it's like 2 or 3 videos he has online. There's a video, the interview with this guy named Mickey. He's like he looked like a straight drug addict, whatever the case may be, but he's a multi-millionaire apparently. He's like one of the biggest like cash players in the world. He's more of a baccarat player than a poker player, but he does play Texas Hold'em also. And he has an interview on No Jumper, and it's like, this motherfucker's like literally the most fascinating man alive. And I sent it to Matt and Rye immediately cut it on. He's like, yo, I'm 3 minutes entering this interview. This motherfucker's talking crazy. And he's banned from all the casino properties in Nevada, not just Vegas, but Nevada on the whole.
Sounds about right.
And he's Roddy Rich, Lil Baby. He's like their baccarat consultant.
Okay.
And because he's like the super diamond VIP backroom member and all of that shit, he's allowed to be on the properties, but he can't gamble. Like, he can be there, he can't fucking do any coaching, none of that shit. But he could be like, hey, if I were you here, I would do this, and I would play player here versus dealer here, and like that sort of shit. And he helped Lil Baby win $4 million gambling baccarat in Vegas. And this motherfucker's the real deal. So he's, talking about, he's telling his whole life story and all of that shit. But like, he has these videos online from him playing in like World Series of Poker or in these cash games where like he has these like ridiculous like bluffs. Whereas like he bluffed somebody with like literally nothing. He had 4 or 5 off suited and bluffed somebody and won like a $222,000 pot.
The greatest bluff I ever seen was Isaac. What the fuck is his last name? Fuck. He the joint where he bluffed a motherfucker with 2-3 off, and the bull tried to bluff him, and this shit was crazy. He bluffed. Bull came over the top with another bluff. You would think the hand was over. He went all in with 2-3 off, and the bull folded. And he showed the shit. Is it Isaac Hexton? I want to say that's who did this.
Yeah,
shit.
and then he had another one where he had like he went all in on the first. John, he had ace 10 off suited, and he went all in on the fucking first hand, and then the shit ended up flopping out in his fucking favor. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was Isaac Hexton and Ryan Daught, and Ryan Daught had 7-5 off. He had 2-3 off, and they wound up getting in this crazy ass hand. The shit was nuts, but yeah, like that. I gotta watch. I remember you sending it to me.
It's phenomenal. And then he gets to the end of the interview, and he's like, "Adam, I don't know if I gave you enough information. Like, I got some other gambling stories and stuff I can tell." Adam's like, no. It's fine. Like, we got exactly what we need here. It's like a 2.5 hour interview, but it's like it's probably the third. If our Chris Gotti interview is the second best interview of the year, this is third.
Okay.
Because this motherfucker's that. So it kind of sent me down. Watching it again kind of sent me down a rabbit hole yesterday. Phil Ivey and his whole cases and all that shit. Do you know what happened with that?
Yeah. What do you mean? Do I know? Of course I know.
Did he win? He had 2 lawsuits. He had one from the Borgata and one from Crocs
in London.
Yeah.
The John in Borgata, he actually lost.
Okay.
The one in Crocs, though, he won.
Okay.
He lost that at first, but then it was overturned.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. But like, do you know the whole story with that shit?
Yeah.
The lady he was with.
Yeah. She's like
she's banned every fucking where and all that shit.
She's like an internationally renowned edge sorter and all that shit.
She's an edge counter, edge sorter rather. But my whole thing, I said it before. If I don't know if y'all really know the story or whatever, but they were basically betting in the casino, and their thing was they never really broke a rule. They just made requests.
Yeah.
If I
and the
come
casino
into the
honored
casino
the request.
and I ask you to get me, like, this is the type of shit you can do when you're a big dog in the casino. They said they wanted a Mandarin dealer.
Yeah.
And the casino was like, cool.
Yeah, no problem. We want a specific deck of cards, and we want to play with the same deck the whole weekend while we're here.
And the dealer, the casino was like, okay. They literally left, and they came back and was like, we want her dealing with those cards. And the casino was like, okay. They never went into no restricted area. Yeah. They never touched any cards. Like, shit that like, you're not even supposed to take pictures.
Right.
If you're playing, like, blackjack or, like, because I almost fucked up one night. Because, poker, you can have your phone out, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I was playing poker in the tent at Sugar House. I walked over to the bathroom in the main joint of Sugar House, and I just stopped at the blackjack table. And I was like, fuck it. I was like kind of getting cooked in poker that night. I was like, fuck it. I put like $100 on the blackjack table and just started like, bullshitting. And the first hand I had Jack. And you get 20 to St. John. It's like, oh shit. The bull was like, oh, you ain't had nothing in the bonus. And I started putting money in the bonus. And the lady next to me was like, oh, the bonus is sucker shit. Don't do it. I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm fuck out, And I next hand whatever. I put like $10 in the bonus, John. He started dealing the cards. Queen of heart, deal. Queen of heart. So they was like, oh shit, you hit the lucky ladies. He had an ace showing, and the lucky ladies paid 200 to 1. So I'd already won $2,000. And if he would have he had an ace showing. If he'd have had 21, it'd have been $10,000. Damn. But he had a 6 under there. But I was just like, shit, I won $2,000. And I went to take a picture of it. He's like, oh, put your fucking phone down. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, because they could void that shit that fast. Yeah. But I walked back. I was literally in there for like 10 minutes. I walked back over to the poker room. Ross was sitting there playing. I showed him like the stack of black chips. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, the lucky lady.
Yeah, my man hit Dan. No, my man hit the lucky lady for like 56,000. 56,000. Then he went back a few weeks later and hit the bitch for like 40.
Somebody at Harrah's recently, they had the 3-card poker. Yeah, they had $1 million bonus for $5. It was $1 million. That was the payout, but you had to hit a 6-card straight flush with the dealer. So, you know, you 3 cards, the dealer get 3 cards and shit. You basically had to have ace, king, queen of diamonds, and the dealer had to have jack, 10, 9
of diamonds.
So together, y'all got a 6-card straight flush.
Yeah.
It was an Asian lady. She actually did it, but didn't have the bonus, the $5 in the bonus. And they said she was freaking out and going crazy. And people like, you didn't have nothing in the
you
bonus.
didn't have it. Fuck.
Yeah, $1 million for $5.
Crazy John, my man Ed.
Dan is awake now, y'all.
Yeah, Dan's back.
You start talking about gambling shit, Dan is back.
He's like, oh shit.
What's going on? Y'all talking that bullshit about your podcast, bro, and I'm awake now.
Signed himself out of all the casinos, sneaks out Chester, and hit the lucky lady. He called me like, yo, I need to be somebody else so I can cash these chips.
Yeah, you know that's really wild. People do that. People dare that put themselves on the gambler list.
Yeah, but ban me.
Ban me. Yeah.
Well, whose authority? Mine.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Shit is going bad.
I'm done with y'all, except next Thursday I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak in.
Got the itch.
That shit is crazy, man.
Jesus.
But yeah, you when you be in there and spend enough time in there, you realize like the way they portray us in like the urban community for like blowing money and shit like that, and it'd be like,
We ain't the only ones.
we got nothing on some
The
of these.
Asians.
Dog.
70-year-old old ladies.
Dog, Leak had me playing fucking Baccarat one night, and we don't have a clue what's going on. I mean, I don't have a clue.
All I know is you got to get 9. That's all I know about Baccarat.
Basically, cards over 10 don't matter.
Yeah.
Those are nothing. They're 0 points.
Junk.
So you want to get as close to 9 as possible. So when the shit comes out, you'll see 2 cards for the player, 2 cards for the dealer. Whatever one you bet on, you want to get a natural 9. That's what Drake said in the joint. What's the new track he put out? Where he rapped straight through, no hook. On the new album.
Champagne Poetry?
No, it's in the middle. 7 a.m. on
Bridal Path.
He said praying the banker shows a number 9. It never happens half the time. My losing lights are still a vibe. Like, that's what you want, a natural 9. Like a 9 come out. Oh shit, we want, you know what I'm saying? But it's never that. It's a king and a 3. That's what you want to do. Like, remember if on Rush Hour with Chris Tucker or Rush Hour 3 was like, I got 3 kings. Read them a week. He's like, 3 kings, the worst possible hand. You lose. He's like, what? I was the Baccarat champion in the hood back in the But yeah, we up there playing Baccarat, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And he was like, yeah, just do what the Asians do. I'm like, what the fuck kind of strategy is that? Baccarat, the only game in the casino they let you take notes.
Right.
Yeah, it's a wild ass game. But when you really get to like watching high limit Baccarat,
shit is
I'm
different,
talking
man.
about player versus banker or dealer. Asian motherfuckers is throwing down like silver chips, and you look like that's a $25,000 chip.
Right.
7 of them.
Yeah.
Player. That shit come out, banker, 8, player, bust with a 10. Scraping all that. You're like, what the fuck? Like, I've watched motherfuckers bet like $200-300 grand on a hand. It was a watch, well, I ain't gonna say who, but he was a watch dealer or whatever.
Yeah.
He came in there one night with me and Leak was like, yeah, so-and-so. He introduced me. He knew my man Bill, who's a poker player or whatever. We went into the High Limit Sugar House. When I tell you, like, you know, you get the bands of money, like the 10,000.
Yeah.
He was popping them bands left and right. No bullshit. He dumped like 9 of them on the fucking table. Playing High Limit Blackjack. Like $5,000-7,000 a hand. Ran through that shit. Was like, tonight ain't my night. I'll holler at you guys, man. And skated. Hopped in his Maserati and slid. And I'm just like, yo, nigga just lost a beat. Like, it wasn't shit. Like, yeah, people, you watch that shit in the casino, man. It can get wild. But Phil Ivey, he got a real good E60. I don't know if you ever watched that. But he basically was showing like a day in the life of Phil Ivey. The nigga took a private jet to 4 different casinos, like around the country and shit, like in the same day.
Yeah.
He went from Foxwoods in Connecticut to where the fuck did he go after Foxwoods? He went somewhere down south. Then he ended up in Amsterdam. This shit was nuts. And every casino he would go to, he would get $1 million in chips and just start going crazy, like playing craps. One joint, they had built a custom table for him to play crap on. It's just, them high limit gamblers, yo, this shit is nuts. Like, it's a wild lifestyle. I can't handle the volatility
Yeah.
and shit. So, you know.
Yeah, that shit is super volatile. That's the perfect word to use to describe the shit.
I told you the boy Eric Lindgren, he won Poker Player of the Year back in like 05, 06 or whatever. But him and Phil Ivey and them was prop betting real crazy. Phil Ivey prop betting $300K that he couldn't do 4 rounds of golf with no cart and no
caddy.
No caddy. And people was like, oh, that's easy. And I'm like, are you high? 4 rounds of golf. That means 18 holes 4 times.
Yeah.
No cart, so you're not driving, and no
Walking
caddy,
out.
so you carrying your shit.
Impossible.
I'm like, think about it. Professional golfers do a round in a day.
Yeah.
He had to do 4 rounds in one day with no caddy and no cart. I'm like, what? He did the shit to get the 300. But they do crazy prop bets and shit like that. I told you I watched motherfuckers one day. I was playing 10-10 at Parks. They were talking about a celebrity basketball game where Chris Brown had dunked in the celebrity basketball game. And the motherfucker was like, well, yeah, you figure Chris Brown's 6'3". And the motherfucker was like, no, he's not. He was like, no, I seen him. Like, he's 6'3". He's tall as shit. And he was like, no, the fuck he isn't. And he was like, I'll bet you $1,000 he's 6'3". He's like, double it, $2,000. They went and looked it up. I was like, oh, shit, he's only 6 foot. Oh, well, here goes your $2,000. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Motherfucker bet $2,000 on whether or not Chris Brown was 6'3" or not. It's just like, yeah. You see ridiculous bets when you sitting around gamblers.
I'm scared of that shit.
They'll find it. Gamblers will find anything to bet on. Anything.
Yeah, Michael Jordan pitching
Michael
quarters.
Jordan was pitching quarters. Ain't no
With the
cards.
security.
Ain't no cards.
Yo, did you see the Keegan Michael Key skit about The Last Dance on Saturday Night Live? Oh my God.
Don't
yo.
tell me. I'm going to go watch it.
Please, bro.
Yeah, don't
it's
ruin
the funniest shit of all time.
I'll watch
yo.
it when I leave here.
He took the ball draws, man. This one's for your wife. Come on, man. Just one more time. This one for your wife.
Me and my man Samil the other day, we was talking. Before we get into the next topic, I just want to say this. The one thing I love about this podcast, I love about us, like our conversations, the shit we talk about daily, the shit we be having going on is we are fact-based people.
Correct the mundo.
And I realized having a conversation the other day with somebody where it's like people will really, really debate with you with no facts. None. I literally
They
got
will tell you fuck your facts.
I literally
Here you go with your data and statistics.
I literally got into an argument the other day with somebody where he literally was telling me how Kyrie Irving is better than Steph Curry. And I'm like, at what exactly?
Not at basketball.
I'm like, at what exactly? And he was like, what you mean?
At
Like,
making sea moss. Because that's about it. Nigga got the pineapple sea moss, the
definitely.
fucking elderberry.
Definitely better than Steph making sea balls. That's real shit. But no, he's telling me this, and I'm like, better than Steph Curry at what? And he's like, what you mean? Like, you don't watch the game? And I'm like, that's the point. That's what I'm trying to get
that's
at.
what I'm going with
I watched the game. So I'm like, what exactly is Steph Curry is he better than? He was like, he got a better handle than Steph Curry. I'm like, that might be it, and that's questionable.
Right.
But I'm like, as far as shooting, as far as PER, as far as like leadership skills, I'm like, that's not even close. He's like, how you think Steph a better than leader than Kyrie? I'm like, they have these trophies called MVP.
He's the only unanimous MVP in league history.
They give you a trophy for being like the best leader on the best team. And I'm like, bro, not trying to be funny. We've seen Kyrie Irving try to be a leader more than a few times.
He failed every time.
He was in Cleveland
Pre-LeBron.
Yeah. The Cavaliers didn't go to the playoffs. Yeah. LeBron showed up. They went to 4 straight finals. In the third year of going to the third straight finals, Kyrie felt it enough to be like, I'm bigger than this shit. I don't need LeBron in front
I'm
of me.
outta here.
And went to Boston. That fell the fuck through to the point where the very next year, Boston, the young core, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they ended up in the Eastern Conference Finals
without
Kyrie.
They're like, oh, this dickhead's finally gone. We can make a championship run.
Kyrie left, went to Brooklyn with KD and James Harden. It's like, oh, they're the perennial favorites. Then Kyrie is like, nah, I want to make koofies or whatever the fuck he's doing. And it's like, he's not even there for that shit. Yeah. So it's like, I don't understand what you're saying. And he ends it with, I just feel Kyrie. And I'm like, that's what your shit is based off of. Because there's no number that says he's better than
Kyrie
Steph Curry.
said, fuck his boss, man. I love that about him.
And I'm talking to this shit the other day, and he was like, Nah, like honestly, like certain shit just don't be making sense to me. Like when shout out to Mill, we was making the jokes afterwards because the nigga I was arguing with was like, I don't look at shit and I'm just because I was like, yo, the Bulls team, like people always be like, Mike won 6 championships, and I'm like, the Bulls won 6 championships.
Absolutely.
Like, dig it if you want. There were 4 Hall of Famers on that floor with a Hall of Fame coach and a Hall of Fame GM. I'm like, that shit matters. And he was like, yeah, but like they would like Dennis Rodman was grabbing rebounds. I'm like, that's the best rebounder in
all
NBA
time.
history. And he was like, yeah, but he did nothing outside of that. I'm like, that's called knowing your role. Yeah. And I think that's a part that people just miss in life. Sometimes your role isn't to score.
Especially in a dead ball era where the high score is 92 to 89.
And people don't dig it. It's like, there's a lot that goes, like, think about it. On your wedding day, you're the premier player, but your makeup artist plays a role. Your wedding coordinator plays a role. The pianist, the singer, whoever's on food. I'm like, that's the way it works. I'm like, that's called knowing your role and living up to it. I'm like, think about it. Dennis Rodman grabbed motherfucking rebounds. And Spill was like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Dennis Rodman life was lit as shit for grabbing. I'm like, dog, who the fuck else you know? Marry Madonna. Fuck Madonna, married Carmen Electra, had 3 New York Times best-selling books, won 5 championships, won 2 Defensive Player of the Years. Nigga was part of the NWO. My man Smith was like, dawg, that nigga definitely was.
And he was kicking it with Kim Jong-il.
I'm like, that nigga hang out with a dictator. I'm like, what?
He said, yo, I know y'all don't fuck with America. I'm gonna get this thing together.
My man Smith was like, dog, the Bulls down 12 with no defense. Like, where the fuck is Dennis Rodman at? That nigga on Monday Night Nitro. I've been down to the ring with Hogan. I'm like, dog, his life was lit as shit, knowing his fucking role. And I'm like,
bullshit.
We as people kind of get wrapped up in like the main player of shit.
Everybody want to be the man just cuz.
Everybody want to be the man just cuz. Sometimes you just need to know your role. And I'm like, the thing is, Kyrie Irving is not a number 1, but he could be a damn good number 2. Maybe a number 3.
A stellar number 3.
Him and people like yourself will be like, oh, he nice and got handles and he got an Uncle Drew movie. And forget that you ain't a number 1. Yeah. Can't no organization build around you. You aren't reliable.
Yeah, a team try to build around Kyrie, they are 32-50.
It's just what it is.
Just what the fuck it is. We seen it in Cleveland years upon years.
Oh. It's just what it is. Whereas Steph Curry right now, with a squad that low-key was like not supposed to be this good, they're battling back and forth for the best record in the NBA because Steph has been absolutely lights out.
They might win
year.
69 games this year.
They've been absolutely lights out. Think about that. KD gone, Clay still rehabbing, Draymond breath stinking. He not the same Draymond. He out there with fucking Gary Payton Jr.
and Jordan Poole.
And I was about to say Will Chamberlain. and just tearing it the fuck
Will
up.
Chamberlain grandson. Otto Porter.
Will Chamberlain Jr. and just out there tearing it the fuck up. No, Wilt the Fourth. You give Kyrie, Wilt the Fourth, and Gary Payton Jr., that shit gonna be awful.
Niggas gonna be rumbling every night.
A damn debacle. So yeah, man, it just like you realize like having conversations with people sometimes it just be like.
And then here's the thing: we all have our biases. We all have people that we like more than others.
Yeah.
My favorite rappers of all time are Lil Wayne and B.I.G. Now, Lil Wayne, for all he's done, he's in the conversation of the greatest of all time. But you got this guy called Jay-Z that's fucking checked every box as a hip hop artist, to where it's like, even though he's not my personal favorite, he's still the greatest. Because the greatness has to be sustained. Mm-hmm. You got to do it again and again and again and again and again. And you got to have the quality control on top of your accomplishments. So to bring it back to the conversation we have it now, compare Steph to Kyrie, it's like, well, one of these motherfuckers has sustained greatness and another one of these niggas fucking has failed as a leader everywhere he's been. Why is this even a conversation? Mm-hmm. Skill-wise, Kyrie is phenomenal. But he's a fucking basket case, and you don't even know if he's going to show up. And the best ability is availability.
Did you see the John where Mark Jackson in 2012 said that he's like, I personally feel like I got the greatest shooting backcourt in NBA history. Y'all can go ahead and book it. He said that shit about Clay and Steph in 12.
He knew.
Like, yeah.
Now, it also didn't help that he was fucking with Steph Head and benching him for AC Law. Yeah. But, you know, that's a whole nother fucking conversation.
Steph broke the record the other night. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
Steph broke the, that's the wrong one. There you go. Steph Curry broke the All right, give me the end of that. Steph Curry broke the all-time three-point made record, 2,974.
At the Garden.
At the Garden. Lit as shit.
Which was fitting because the Knicks was trying to draft him and Golden State snatched his ass one pick before.
Yeah. Courtside seats for that game the other night, the only two I saw available were 16-8. Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, everybody was in that motherfucker. Tracy Morgan, Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, Spike Lee. Ray Allen did get his seat. I don't know if he was, he tweeted like, yeah, Spike not answering the phone. Somebody do something. You know what I'm saying? A little known fact. Did you know that Ray Allen wasn't the first choice for He Got Game?
I did not know that.
It was Allen Iverson.
Oh, shit.
Crazy. Then it was Kobe Bryant. And then Ray Allen. Yeah.
Kobe probably would have been pretty terrible.
They said Kobe was on the tip like, I got to focus on the season. I can't do this acting shit just yet. Like, they already saying Shaq, I can't do it without Shaq. I got to get my shit together.
Yeah, AI would have been great.
AI would have been too real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI would have tried to fuck homegirl for real. Yeah.
They like, AI, this scene didn't call for you to smoke weed on the boardwalk. Fuck what you talking about?
I smoked weed my whole high school career. Y'all playing a lot of games.
Who is this? This is Sebastian Telfair. He's 12. He's just showing up with niggas. Like, yeah. But Spike was there, Ray Allen was there, and Reggie was on the call for the game. I was like, that was pretty decent and shit to have all them. You know they was going to get their little shit. Because it was just known Steph Curry's going to break the record tonight. He needed 2 threes. They got that shit out the way very, very fast. Funniest part of the whole night, and I want to get you to like go back and forth with this, Del Curry.
Oh, my God.
And Sonya Curry. Like Rob said it the other night, like, they're so ridiculous that it's like, damn, y'all son just did some amazing, like, Ray Allen breaking Reggie's record took like the Bucks years, the Celtics years, and the Heat years to get there. Yeah. Steph is like borderline still in his prime. Steph's going to finish with 4,000 threes. Absolutely. Maybe 5. Yeah. I'm not even trying to be funny. He had 3,000 now.
Yeah, Draymond said he's going to get at least 1,000 more.
Like, I got him finishing with at least 4,200. Yeah. He want to be on some shit to where he pull off some LeBron, Tim Duncan shit to where he played to where, think about it.
Played his 20th year.
Not trying to be funny. Look at Ray Allen. Ray Allen got to where he was a set shooter. If Steph do that, barring the fact that Steph is small and not really cool on the defensive end, Steph could add an extra 3-4 years to his career just being a set shooter who just shoot.
But to the point about his defense, they saying that he's no longer a defensive liability because he put so much muscle on that like he can't get exploited on defense.
They had a play the other day where he stayed right the fuck in front of Russell Westbrook. Yeah. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But yeah, he broke the record. Del Curry and Sonya, they can't even be near each other.
Because of the betrayal. And ultimately, you never go against the family. And despite what, the
average... Of Sonya.
Yes. Okay. You never go against the family. And ultimately, there's ways to go about shit and there's ways to do shit that ultimately matter when you get into the nuances of, well, I cheated and you cheated, yeah, but you fucked my college roommate, a friend of the family, and now y'all a couple. I should kill y'all.
Oh, she fucked Dell's college roommate.
Yes.
Oh, shit. See, I didn't know that.
See what I'm saying? But I should kill your motherfucking ass, but I'm Steph Curry's father, so I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I can't go out like that.
You can't go out like that. You know what I'm saying? So you get relegated to the nosebleed seats on our son's night because ultimately lines in the sand have been drawn, and it's just like, yo, that's a different type of level of betrayal rather than like you just found a nigga on Tinder and you start having an affair because you was unhappy about the status of the relationship. Like this is basically a person that's been in our lives for 20 some odd years. Like, so you took it too far. And when you take shit too far, there are punitive action that gets taken on you, and you get your image besmirched, and you gotta go sit in the cheap seats.
The word of the week is besmirched.
Yeah, you gotta go sit. You gotta go sit in the cheap seats, man. And it's like, yo, Sonya seems like a wonderful lady, but on this one she made a misstep and she took it too far. And then sometimes when people take shit too far, they just be having to just see it through as opposed to be like, damn, I took it too far. I fucked up. Like, so I think she's just on a joint where she's just being defiant about it. Like, this is the love of my life. We gonna make it work and blah, blah, blah. 2-3 years, she's not gonna be with this white nigga. Because it's like he probably had the fantasy of I just got to get this pussy, and then you get it, and it's like, oh, I kind of hate this bitch. Like, so then it's like you did all of that for what?
Now I can't go to no games.
Now I can't go to no games because you just took it too far. So it's like on that Joan, but on the same token, Dell is kind of taking it too far because he kicking it with the young bitches.
Dell pulled up Gucci everything. Dell had the snake sweater, Gucci belt showing.
Cure said he said Dell got that look in his eyes like he been fucking for the last 17 weeks and it ain't working. Like,
when you 60 and got to tuck in your shirt to show the Gucci belt.
Gotta show the belt, man.
Like,
I'm lit out here.
Like being back in them streets at 60.
I know Dell got a bust down on. No, they say the young girls like to bust down. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Submariner guy, but I'm going to go bust down.
You see, he brought the ball to the broadcast the next day and shit because Steph gave him the rock or whatever. And it's just like, that's got to be awkward for Steph. Like, being in that scenario where it's like, you do this, you accomplish this crazy-ass feat. You come off the court, you know, you come give your dad the ball. You're like, Mama!
Yeah! Mom! Like fucking Will Ferrell on Step Brothers.
Yeah, because she in the 200s.
Mom, meatloaf.
Yeah. No, that was Wedding Crashers.
Mom, meatloaf.
I never know what she's doing back there. Yeah. Like, she off in the 200s, and it's just like, yo, that's a wild-ass scenario to be a part of.
Yeah. But people got to realize, like, let this be a learning lesson to all of us that, like, our actions have repercussions and consequences. Like, you can't just go out here doing whatever the fuck you want. Like, you know, you can, but you're going to pay for it in one way or another. And she's basically been ostracized from the family. You want to suck this pink penis? This is your fucking, this is your punishment. Like, you got to go to the gulag. You know what I'm saying? You got to go with the common folk. You are done out here.
Oh, man.
So it's like, congratulations, you played yourself. Like,
oh, man. What was the college on? You played yourself.
Played yourself.
Yeah. Is their divorce isn't finalized yet?
Nah, they working on it.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Dre's divorce is finalized.
Hey,
People were his right hand man, Dre's right hand man, Fuzzy Fantab. No, not Fuzzy. I'm sorry, Bryce. Bryce and Fuzzy look alike. Bryce put the photo up. Dre had the divorce party at the crib. Of course, it's Dr. Dre, so it ain't no other photos, nothing else leaked. I know it's some wild hoes eating dick up and turkey bacon sliders, all kind of shit going on. I know it was a nice spread, but he had the Joan with the balloons, divorced AF. Yeah. And bitches was hurt. Hoes was mad. You know what I'm saying? And
mad?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, this is tacky. Why he gotta do this? Like, this bitch almost killed me. Like, I had a brain aneurysm because this hoe was trying to fucking extort me. Like, I'm gonna celebrate this shit.
Dr. Dre's nominated for MVP.
Absolutely. He got that divorce up off his back.
The TRPE Awards next week. Fifth
next
annual.
Week, baby.
You know what I'm saying? We got the award show coming up. Dr. Dre is definitely a nominee.
Yes.
For
he's a dark horse for the MVP.
For MVP of 21. I wanna precursor.
Yeah.
A prelude to one of the categories. I don't want to get in all of his nonsense. But just giving y'all a what they call it, a teaser.
A teaser,
if you will. Hey, thank you, Daniel. You're alert over there. Awake and alert.
You lucid today,
man. I'll give y'all a little teaser of one of the awards we have next week. We're giving a Lifetime Finesser Award.
For sure.
To Joe Biden.
Yes.
In one of his greatest finesses of his life, there are a good 20 of them.
Yes,
we'll discuss during the award show. But in the last week, Joe Biden has come out and said student loan payments will start again on February 1st.
Not only are we not forgiving them, there ain't no more relief for
there
you
ain't
niggas.
no, this over.
It's over.
And people
Get your affairs in order.
People are literally like, they're hurt. People are making videos, vlogs, posts, all that. And it's just like, Joe, he did it again.
You did it again, baby.
Joe, pre the election, said, I will handle this student loan shit.
He said his exact tweet was, you need a president that will fix this student loan crisis. I am that president.
Yeah.
I am not.
Tell me you seen the tweet they pulled up the other night from him. Tell me I got it. Yes, this is Joe Biden on October 15th, 2020.
Okay, right before the election.
Right before.
About 3 weeks.
We're 8 months into this pandemic and Donald Trump doesn't have a plan to get the virus under control. I do. And People was retweeted, quoted the other night. Remember the joke where Charlemagne took the glasses? It's just like, dog. But yeah, we'll get to Joe Dawes finesse.
Yeah.
But that was this week, the student loan Joan, and I'm just like, damn.
My thing is
the
this.
payments start back February
1st. My thing is this, right? We gave it a shot. It's been a year. This shit ain't working, bro. And for anybody out there that is still like Joe Biden, Byron, anybody out there that's still like super supporting him, I have to look at you like a dipshit because the proof is in the pudding. Like, this man ran on a platform of he wants to be the president that's going to cure COVID. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. There's no end in sight for COVID. Right now, New York City has just broke the record for the most COVID cases that they had since COVID is in creation. 21,200 new cases in one day.
I added COVID to the comeback player of the year category. Because I can't believe the way COVID is just like, this shit just won't go the fuck away.
It refuses. They've said that now the Omicron and the Delta might team up and make a super variant. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, these niggas is making what a time to be alive.
You didn't see the John was like, say it again? Omicron and Delta might team up. And it was, somebody quoted it with Draymond talking to KD. I was cracking the fuck up. Like, yo, nobody takes anything serious anymore.
So he wants to be the president that's going to cure COVID. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Number two, he ran on the platform of, I'm going to fix the student loan crisis. That ain't happening. Get your checkbooks ready February 1st. Mm-hmm. Get your auto pay set back up, all that shit, February 1st.
Make sure it's something in the account. Make sure your Patreon and your student loan money
is set up, good to go.
Yeah.
3, all he's done is introduce, we talked about potentially the ramifications of federal marijuana legislation. He still looks at this shit as wacky tobacco. Mm-hmm. He's that old that he still thinks is wacky tobacco, despite the fact that in a lot of different markets around this country, legalized marijuana has fixed their economic problems as far as crime, budget deficits, all of that shit because
I was reading
of the ridiculous taxes.
Like Seattle. This shit is crazy.
Seattle, fucking the state of Michigan, fucking Maryland, like motherfucker, New York, niggas is blowing big dope everywhere and niggas is chilling. Like, it's bread.
Big blunts.
Smoking big blunts. So there's that. Then there's the fact that all he's essentially done is introduce legislation that nobody asked for. No. Unrealized capital gains tax was proposed. They shot that shit down. They tried to take the tax threshold, and we talked about it on Patreon, change it from $20,000 reporting for every banking institution down to $600. Yeah. Then they came back and was like, all right, man, just do $10,000. Yeah. And the banks are like, eat shit. We're not pushing the paper on all of this because there's no benefit to us to do it.
Do you know how many trees got to come the fuck down? Like, this is bad.
There was an independent study that was done by Harvard, I believe, Law School. Harvard study that showed it was 274 cases of secondary audits that were presented for potential tax cheats or whatever. They only found 21 cases to be valid out of the 274 that they presented. That is less than a 10% margin of people that are actually making the small money, which would in this case be up to $400,000. People that are making the small money that are actually cheating on their taxes. Right. Because people are definitely afraid of the IRS and the punitive damages that comes with that. Now, tax evasion is a whole nother thing. But people that are literally cheating on their taxes and not itemizing the right shit and giving inaccurate information, less than 10%. But this is the type of legislation that we want to push forward in an effort to quote unquote stave off inflation and recorrect the fucking economy. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
So it's like, yo, anybody that's still like, it's one thing if you like, all right, we're going to see what happened. But it's another thing if you still on the front lines like, Byron, like if you one of those people, like it's just hard for me to take you serious because the proof is in the pudding and the writing is on the wall that this motherfucker don't fuck with none of us.
No.
None of us. They talked about the tax threshold shit. Oh, the tax threshold is only going to affect you if you make over $400,000 a year. Hey, dipshit, why you care about the tax shit? Do you make over $400,000 a year? You got a stimmy and this and that. This is y'all on social media. Then now people that make $60,000 are like, This new tax plan is going to affect me. I'm going to pay $4,000 more in taxes. And it's like, gotcha, motherfucker. Like, it's that sort of shit. It's that sort of backdoor politics that the Democrats, and in particular, not like the younger progressive Democrats, but this legislation, which is that baby boomer Democrat generation where it's like, yeah, we can tell these niggas whatever the fuck we want, and then we do what's real on the back end. I still will never forgive y'all for the way y'all excoriated Ice Cube in the fucking public because of the fact that he wanted to hold them accountable to prevent this shit right here. Yeah. He tried to prevent this shit right here that is happening to us, to the country.
Sound like this shit right here? That's funny as shit.
This is like, he literally called it. We need to hold these people accountable and get them to fucking put their John Hancock on something that says this is what we're going to do for Black America. Y'all called him a coon. He was fucking... What do Ice Cube know about the economy? He's a dipshit and this and this and this. Meanwhile, the number one black economist in the history of this country wrote the fucking legislation. Yeah. We have to stop this shit, yo. We have to stop all this virtue signaling and all this fucking identity politics and all this fuck shit. We have to align with the candidates that their policy agrees with what we need as a people. Yeah. People told me you cannot write legislation that particularly benefits one group or another. The fucking 3 weeks later, the Stop Asian Hate bill got passed. Yeah. What are we talking about here?
Shit, Indians in the reservations in the casinos.
What are we talking about here? This country is full of exceptions for everybody except black people. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And at some point...
Shit, I want to say trans got legislation.
Fucking right, they do. You kill a trans person, a gay person, it's a hate crime. Yeah. You go where Hoover at, where Jack Ford at, where El Chapo at. You go to ADX Supermax. We can't get shit. Another thing, we asked for federal legislation on killing an unarmed black person or any unarmed person a hate crime by the police. There hasn't even been no talks about that shit. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, so with all the evidence is there. Y'all can talk about all this little backdoor shit and these schools funded and this and this. It's bullshit, man. Like, and at the end of the day, these people want their motherfucking tax money. They want their student loan money. And everything that fucking Trump did that put money into the pockets of the Americans, they want that shit back in blood in 2022.
Yeah, it's bad. But we'll get into Biden and his shit with the Lifetime Finesse Award.
Yes.
He's got a lot. The crime bill that somehow we blame Clinton for, but it was him.
He wrote the legislation.
Yeah, there's a lot of finessing going on.
Senator Joe Biden.
But when I saw that student loan shit, I'm just like, damn, like that don't affect me or mine because, we don't got that shit. But it's just like, damn, like for you to like run off of that. Like that'd be my thing with like these candidates. Like, if it's some shit that people are asking you about or people are pushing, the issue on, and you like, oh, like, we'll discuss it later on, and, if I get in, we'll take a look at it. But for you to come out and be like, no, this is what I'm
doing. This
like,
is it.
This is the joint, and then you come out with that, like, oh, no, like, February 1st, nigga.
Yeah, and then you got the super Biden supporters that are like, oh, well, he doesn't have cooperation of the Senate and this and this and this. I'm like, you know what Trump did when he didn't have cooperation of the Senate or the Congress?
Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. Yeah. Executive order everything.
Trump wrote 90 of them bitches, yeah.
Fuck y'all. I'm doing what I need to be done for this motherfucking country. Yeah. So it's that sort of thing. Speaking of COVID being back, did you see that Senator Cory Booker got that thing?
Yeah.
COVID. They said he had a record case of COVID because he has 2 COVID shots plus the booster shot and still caught that thing. We are doomed.
I don't know. Did you see the NBA now is allowing teams to sign replacements for all of yeah? Because literally the other night the Knicks had 3 points in bench scoring.
Right.
They had 2 players on the bench. Like this shit is getting ridiculous. It's like like I don't want to get into it now. Like I said, we got the award. But it's just like
my homie Z.
COVID is back.
Yeah, my homie Z. He very smart, astute guy. He works in agriculture and a couple other industries. He's a big investor. He's a big deal. He posted on his story the other day. There's a report that they believe that the government and the CDC believes that up to 75% of the American population will be either infected or reinfected with COVID in the next 90 days.
I can believe
it. 75%.
Because and that's the reason why I hate to be that guy, and I don't want to get into it now because I know you're not anti-vax.
I'm not anti-vax.
I'm not anti or pro-vax. I just was on the tip where it was just
my whole thing is I don't want to die. So if I got to take if y'all are assuring me, hey, if you take the vax, you're not going to die, cool, bet sign me up. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
But
I got it. Like
it's
I
just
said,
it's still so early in the process. We haven't even had the vaccine for what 6 months
6
now.
months,
Yeah,
yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like we don't know. Like these motherfuckers is guessing, and that's my main thing.
my thing is just the way that they made it to where it was like it's crazy. But like everybody that's around me is like government workers.
Yeah.
So they made it like mandatory for them. So it's just like you want to work at IRS, you know, agricultural, whatever the fuck, use USDA, nigga. You got
certain police departments, certain fire departments mandated the shit.
You know,
my cousin, a firefighter, he said they passed that fucking John. The city passed that John. He said them white boys down there changing their religion, all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like no vaccines for me, baby.
Yeah.
I'm Hasidic.
Yeah. Staff of law. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it's crazy, but you know, I just wanted to like, what the fuck? What you gonna do? Like, let's just rock. I gotta go to the Sixers game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
Right.
So you know, but yeah, we'll get to all of that. I do want to talk. We talk a lot about the supply chain issues, and we went through that. Yo, we got all the names from the live show.
I got the list sitting here on my John. I got people in my email. I got people in the Patreon.
I don't know
DMs.
what the fuck is wrong with y'all that y'all literally were writing names sideways.
When there were 10 papers.
When there was papers with lines for you to write on. Did you see the one with all the names on the back?
Yes.
Like, why, yo? It's places here, whatever. Y'all ridiculous.
They're like, no, this is the sign-in sheet right here.
Yeah.
No, this one.
Yeah.
No, just flip it over. We're gonna start.
Motherfuckers coming up, yeah, do I gotta sign it? Nigga, do you want a shirt?
Do you want a shirt?
I figured I'd just holler at you. Like, you know, but yeah. Everybody will get their merch. We ran through the same thing everybody. The other day I was in where did we go eat? Where the fuck did I go eat at the other day? Because the girl was like, we don't have any calamari and we don't have something else. And I was like, oh, y'all took it to me? And she was like, no, it ain't in the freezer. You know what I'm saying? It ain't here.
We'll have it at some point.
Where the fuck was we at? I've ate so many fucking places. I can't even remember where I was at. Anyway, but we always talk about the supply chain issues and how all these things. And an aspect that we don't ever really talk about is not the actual merchandise or product, but the actual people in this. So the other day, me, Jules, and Lee went to Yard House, and there was like an hour wait to get in.
Yeah.
And we was like, okay, we had put our name on the list already before we got there. And they was like, oh, well, y'all are in front of people. It's like 4 people in front of y'all that got a seat, whatever. So I went to the bathroom. And as I go to the bathroom, I'm like, yo, it's mad tables open and shit. I'm like, so I come back, I'm like, yo, are y'all just like COVID tables? She was like, I'll be honest with you, it's not about COVID. It's just the fact we don't have enough waitresses or waiters to work all. So we got to I was like, And that's an aspect we really don't talk about. And you and me both felt it, and we spoke on it the other day. And then now, me and Chad both were at the Kanye and Drake concert, and we both was on a tip where it was like, this shit feels super understaffed.
Yeah.
Then the whole thing happens with Draco
on Saturday
that gets killed
at the same venue,
at the same fucking place, and it's just like, you look at the Astroworld situation. You look at that situation, like the Kanye Drake situation. Granted, nothing popped off there, but still, we both kind of peeped it with like concessions, event staff, security. It's like
everything is running at 70%.
I was gonna say maybe 40 in the right situation.
Yeah, everything is running at 70% max. That's as good as it gets.
But it's like, we get that, you know, we went through a situation in the world where, yo, for a year, motherfuckers had to basically put it on ice. And especially when it comes to having big crowds and events, that was a year and some change.
Yeah.
So it's like, we get it, but at the same time, it's like, should we really be rushing to all these situations where...
Fuck no is the answer.
Because what you do is like the NBA is doing with these replacements. Now you got security that ain't really security. Mm-hmm. Y'all giving anybody a yellow event staff shirt. Y'all giving anybody a concession
Black
shirt. 100
spoke on that. He was talking about, you know, the shit with Draco getting killed and all that. And he was like, yo, he said, I seen one of my little homegirls from the set, and she had a yellow shirt on, and I knew, like, she can't stop a nosebleed. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, y'all just hiring anybody who want to work. Yeah. And it's just like, yo, until we can get back to the point where you got real event staff at every event. I'm talking about militant security, like the 215 Bears. Shout out my old head, Sean T, and my man Calvin, and like people like that, like elite fucking protection, like the motherfuckers that make sure that don't nobody get their wig split at Made in America. Until we have those type of people working these events, shut the shit down. Right. We have to stop it. We just saw a situation where a fight breaks out backstage at a concert, and one of the most popular rappers in the state of California gets murdered because there ain't enough event security. That should never happen. Right. His family should sue the bullshit out of the Coliseum, the fucking college campus, the fucking organizers of the show. Everybody gets sued. Mm-hmm. My fucking son or my boyfriend or whatever don't get killed at a concert where he's being paid to appear. Right. That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for a performer to get murdered, that's some John Lennon shit. And John Lennon didn't get killed performing. But it's just like, dog, it's like, how the fuck did y'all have him here to perform and he end up with a blade in his neck? Like, huh?
None of this makes sense.
No.
The fact that it even happened, let alone, like...
Remember when niggas?
It's just mind blowing.
Remember when niggas was at the fence trying to fight Drake?
Yeah.
And it's like, damn man, we can't. All these Suburbans, he ain't coming to the fence. It's
nigga,
like
you a bitch, come to the fence.
It's like
get this issue.
This is what's supposed to happen in
why.
this situation. Y'all supposed to be at the fence. And if you get past the fence, you're supposed to get tackled, tased, and zipped and taken out of here in a truck.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen. Imagine if somebody would have got close enough during that Meek Drake shit to actually put hands on Drake. What the fuck is happening here? But in this situation, and Draco wasn't no little nigga. Draco was literally on the OVO page modeling for OVO.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a like literally LeBron all them reached out like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is nuts. And it's just like, for that to happen at a venue that holds 80,000 people is crazy, yo. And we were literally there last week, and we both said it to each other. Where
like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
yo, this shit is kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're treating.
I told you the girl phone got stolen right in front of me. Boy was like, hey, man,
they're treating the LA Coliseum like if a nigga wanted to rent level 38. Like, they just treating it like that. Like, who oh, you got a big show coming to LA Coliseum, and it's like, yo, y'all not even vetting niggas out. Yeah. I don't even know if they got proper event insurance. And it's like, after Astro World, when that's the number one fucking independent festival of the year, and it's not even independent because it's Live Nation, but I'm just saying, like, an artist-backed festival. Like, this ain't a recurring thing. It's one weekend and we done with this shit. Uh-huh. It ain't Rolling Loud. It ain't fucking Coachella. It's not continue on and on. It's one time.
It's maybe like Made in America. That's the only thing you could compare.
Exactly. It happens. Fucking people have a good time. Couple people get elbows, shit like that, mosh pits, whatever. We go home. Once it breaks down there, that should be a dog whistle to the whole industry. Like, whoa, we gotta figure this shit out.
If we're planning on making $6 million from this event or this weekend or whatever, we need to like lower our income to up our security. Like, even if we got to spend $1 million on security, fuck it, or $1 million on extra, aid and shit like that.
Because people are literally dying.
Yeah.
10 people, including children, died at fucking Astro World. Yeah. You have a prominent rapper fucking got a song with Drake, like one of the probably 3 biggest niggas out of LA right now, out of the state of California. He gets stabbed in the neck backstage at a concert with 80,000 people out front. Yeah. Are we dumb? Like,
shit is bad.
So what's going to ultimately end up happening is somebody's going to get criminally charged for this shit. Somebody's going to get civilly charged for this shit. And whoever is the organizer of this concert is never having a concert again, let alone, they not going to have a concert at my crib, let alone the LA Coliseum. Y'all are done because you did not secure the fucking venue and the artist.
And bringing it back full circle, what I said at the beginning, when we did our budgeting for the show, the first, maybe like the second joint you had on the paper was security. And I was like, you was like, nigga, we about to be in North Philly bringing people out at night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. You like, we have to have security in the lot. We have to have security on the street, making sure motherfuckers get from their cars to the event, from the event back to their cars. And I'm like, you like, we got to have security on the door because what if it pop off in there? Like, and I'm just like, and motherfuckers, what Mona say? Mona was like, they wouldn't let me in. I'm talent. And it was just like, like I thought about it. It was like, you really do got to make sure people are safe. And it's like, I don't think people really, because that's what people are always with me. Like, yo, you need to be security. And it's like, no, I'm not the one that's going to make sure you're safe.
Yeah, it's like, wherever the fuck Drake and Floyd Mayweather find their security, that's where y'all need to be finding y'all security.
Motherfuckers make jokes about Floyd walking around with them 6'7" big ass niggas with the TBE shirts, and it's just
ex-militant motherfuckers.
Yeah, and it'd be like, well, here's the thing, you can't touch Floyd. Yeah. So it's like mission accomplished, nigga. It's like that's what the fuck. Ross said the other day, like, nigga, I might need a bodyguard out this bit, and it's just like, dog, like,
straight up.
I think we're past that era of like, I move around with no security. Well, at least we need to be.
Nigga, please. If I go anywhere in Philadelphia that's not like some pre-sanctioned personal shit, I'm bringing security.
Like,
Yeah, it's at that level because y'all dirty niggas, y'all killing each other. You're not gonna kill me. Sorry. Guess again. You're not killing me. You're not robbing me. None of that dumb shit. And I'm not going to jail for killing none of you bum ass niggas because I'm somebody. Hello.
well, see, we got a different situation. I was at the courthouse getting cheese in the court. Shit, fuck you talking about? I got a new gun license. It's like, yeah, like it just. I think we're missing what they say, the forest for the trees.
Yes.
In a lot of these situations.
Because motherfuckers is just so get the money.
Get the money.
Get the money.
And keep it fucked up. Get it fucked up. We could have really, really like skimped the budget and stretched that shit out in the deal. But it's just like, no, let's make sure we have a lot of liquor. Let's make sure we have a lot
of food.
Let's make sure we have a really good DJ. Let's make sure we have security. Let's make sure we have waters and soda. Let's make sure we have a good time for the
Our
people.
fucking merch budget to give y'all a quality piece of merch costs what we got paid.
Yeah.
To be able to produce that amount of fucking merch.
Yeah.
Luckily, we got a good partner that's producing this shit that's like, we gonna give y'all all the bells and whistles for a fair number, but that shit ain't cheap.
No. Hundreds of shirts is thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Live show, the next live show, we gonna have shirts, hats, hoodies, all this, thousands of dollars.
Real talk.
Y'all better buy this
You
shit.
better buy it.
You better buy this
shit. But yeah, man, I just think in these situations, people are missing the forest for the trees when it comes to having an event where it's like, you know, we said it at the venue at the Coliseum was like, All Year Productions was like, Jay Prince told them, like, you want us to get fresh grease and all of that? Like, no, we don't need no food. They not here to eat. They here for Kanye and the boy Drake. That's all they
And these
care
free
about.
Hoover merch.
Yeah. Now, but we got some nachos left over from the USC game. We gonna take the nachos. Nachos was stale in a motherfucker. I said, no way they made these shits today.
Fuck no.
This from when USC played fucking Michigan State in week 6. President said, fuck fresh concessions. They don't need that shit. Dog. Pizza was rock hard. I'm like, ain't no way this concession shit is fresh. But that's what it is. Motherfuckers are just cutting corners every fucking where. Everywhere.
Yeah, because everybody's trying to get the fucking money.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Draco, man.
Definitely rest in peace, Draco, man.
Draco the Great.
And it was crazy is this nigga just spent the last 3.5-4 years in jail fighting a murder that he had nothing to do with. They knew he didn't fucking shoot nobody, none of that shit. Sat in jail for that shit, kept his mouth closed, came home, ran his bag the fuck up, got a song with Drake, all these niggas, this, and this, one of the top artists in California, and then you get killed at a concert? Are y'all shitting me? Yeah. This doesn't make no sense. No. Everybody gets sued. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Yeah. Everybody gets sued.
Real talk.
That's nuts, man. Rest in peace, Draco, man. That shit is fucked up.
Yeah, rest in peace, Draco. Coliseum got to get it.
Listen, man, no more nigger events at the Coliseum, yo.
Yo.
Y'all have to get this shit together. If they don't hire the same people that y'all use for fucking USC games and all that shit, they don't get the venue, yo. Like all this ragtag, independent security operation, all that fuck shit, none of that, yo. The venue is wrong for trying to make so much money. The promoter is wrong for skimping on the security, trying to make their money. Everybody's dead wrong, yo.
Real shit.
Everybody's dead wrong throughout the whole process. You know who ain't dead wrong? Draco, and he's the fuck dead. That nigga showed up to work. You couldn't work. Imagine you come to the podcast and then somebody break through the window and kill you. Like, what? I gotta answer to so many people. How did my son how did my son Lee? How did my fiance get killed at your crib? Y'all was coming to fucking record the podcast. Like,
LeBron just posted something. It just caught my eye. It's been 6,752 days from the day he was born to the day he got drafted. Right?
Yeah.
Today has been 6,752 days he's been in the NBA. Like, he's been in the NBA half his life. That's crazy as shit.
Nuts. That's nuts, man. LeBron just durability as an Iron Man and as, somebody that, up until about his 15th year, he never really had no major injuries. And, again, best ability being availability. Like, he's just a different animal, yo. Like, and that part of the conversation,
Yeah,
as far as this GOAT
he-
shit,
he-
is not talked about enough.
He's been in the NBA for half of his life.
Yeah.
That's crazy as shit when you really think about it. 'Cause
As a
think about it,
professional.
most motherfuckers come in the NBA when they 21, 22,
yeah.
and then they only spend 8 to 11 years in the NBA. He came in the NBA at 18, and now he's been in the NBA
Straight
18
through.
years.
Michael Jordan took 2 breaks.
Yeah, shit crazy. You got any more topics over there?
Nah, I got nothing else.
Really? I thought something else happened this week.
Nah, we was talking about the COVID shit. Yeah, I mean, you got the COVID cases going crazy again. That was pretty much it. We had a Spider-Man opening, live show recap, Patreon. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, I could have sworn there was something else that happened this week. Maybe I'm tweaking. I don't know.
Yeah, we hour and 50. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, you right then. Shit.
Yeah, we ran through.
We
'em.
in rhythm. You
Yeah.
missed the time.
So shit, we about to get up out of here. Once again, the message of this show is Patreon. If you're not on the Patreon, go ahead and get there. We are back on the track to 500. When we get to 500, as we've been saying all year, when we get to 500, we're going to give $1,000 away to 500s. If you a dancer, we'll come make it rain on you. You might want us to just tip you on the side because they're going to take the house fee out of that, whatever the case may be. You want a motherfucking gift card. You want a cashier's check. You want a money order, whatever, however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pull up. We're going to prevent you with your money, and we're going to get it popping. This is a real thing, man. When we had the $300 giveaway, we gave away the $300 gift cards. I pulled up the people's doors, dropped them in the mailbox.
I personally just want to say I really appreciate y'all coming out the way y'all
1,000,000%,
came out the
yo.
other night. Y'all looked nice. Y'all was engaging. You know, Deke was a little too engaging.
Deke was pre-gaming since Thursday.
Yeah,
Deke was pre-gaming since Thursday afternoon.
because it's Deke, bro. Shout out! It's happy birthday, Deke.
Happy
It's his
birthday, Deke.
So it's
We
like
got to get Deke on the show soon.
yeah, we got to talk about his cycling shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He blew past me and shit.
Yeah.
Skinny son of a bitch. But yeah, man, Deke started pre-gaming. I saw Deke about a month and a half ago on Broad Street. He probably been pre-gaming since then for the other night. So, but yeah, y'all was fun. Y'all was interactive.
Yeah.
Y'all were hilarious. Y'all
We took 1,000,000 pictures at the end. Like, y'all really fuck with us, man.
I didn't
and
even
we
get
love
all
it.
the pictures that people.
I haven't seen none of them.
Yeah.
The Cephas sisters, where are our pictures? I haven't seen none
Did
of them.
y'all go to recess?
No.
Okay.
No, I just stuck around and cleaned up and shit like that. We didn't make it to recess.
Okay, yeah. I was heading there, and then I looked and saw that the diner close to me was open. I'm like, I'm going to get some eggs, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun as hell. When we do the next live show, we could do an after party. Because that's the thing, we got out there so late.
Yeah.
We leave almost like 1:30, 2 o'clock. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not going nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Going to get some of these fake eggs, and I'm taking my ass in the house. You know what I'm saying? But I got nothing else.
I got nothing else, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for helping us move this thing onward and upward. If you're not following us already, follow us on social media.
Crip Mac interview is out.
Is
I
out.
listened back. Crip Mac is nuts.
Crip Mac is psycho.
Yo, man, we came to the Kanye and Drake. I want to fuck him.
First 3 minutes. First 3 minutes. First 3 minutes, man.
Man, fuck cuz.
Fuck cuz.
Fuck cuz.
He said his wife had a big, juicy white ass.
Yeah, fuck cuz.
Said it was going to some American Idol shit.
You know,
The Spank interview was out on Patreon also.
shout out to Cora too, man, for all the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The live show audio was out on Patreon now also.
it went up today. Yeah,
Went up
about
today?
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of content out, man.
A lot of content out. The awards show will be maybe after Christmas. Maybe
Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
We do that. We'll
Yeah.
put the
Christmas
nominees.
is Saturday.
I'll put the nominees out today.
Yeah.
But
That's gonna be good.
yeah. You know, we here. TRPE forever.
We
Five
out.
ever. 5 ever. We out.
On Hood.
On Hood.